Oh, hello there. You might remember me from the OM Sound. I'm Varoujan Mardirossian. I play drums. I do a bit of vocals and generally hang out with a bunch of awesome musicians.
Zachary Carlton Wilkins, 42 years old, dual citizen.
So I know Zachary Wilkins through the surf community in Montreal, and after hanging out with him I found out he was also a great skateboarder, and I had the idea, why don't we collaborate and do something together for video. And you often see dancers and other artistic disciplines in music videos, but you rarely see sports, and so I thought it would be really cool to have that and have his eye directing the scene as well.
And all the things that I shared are nothing really, they're just elements of fiction. You're looking at me, but yo, you're looking through a prism. It gets distorted all kinds of ways. By the time it reaches your cornea, you don't even know what it says anymore. It's spelled out and you could like pronounce the different phonetic elements of it, but really you're just floating high above it, or maybe below. I don't really know, where does it go? When we close our eyes, it's like everything goes into slow motion. Are you dreaming? Trying to run away from a demon? That's how I feel on the daily, looking out at these people next to me. I'm like, fucking pay me to do this shit that I do. No, that's not really what I'm thinking. Capitalist drinking, slipping into my mind, and I'm sinking into the mire. But yo, at 30 I retired, so everything is gravy from now on. I'm just going soft. Okay, fuck it.
Okay, well, the video was Zachary Wilkins' brainchild, and when Orion asked him if he wanted to do a skate video, he just like came back with this like whole like fully fledged plan that was sweet. So I kind of just like rolled up and did what he told me to, and like I knew that he was like, stand here, you do this, you go there, and I was like, all right. And like he had a total like vision for it, and yeah, it turned out sweet.
The filmmaker.
Do what it says in the book.
Filmmaker in action.
Do what it says.
I met Orion surfing. I kind of had a bit of a, I like to think of it as a somewhat classic midlife crisis. I got my van out of storage. Oh, there's my phone. Hi.
Hey, you good? Almost right away. Give it like, let them take like 1 or 2 steps, and then you catch up. But you know, it's not essential that you be meeting up with them at some particular point. Okay. So you don't need to like run. It's just like, yeah.
Let's do a shot.
Might as well correct yourself before you wreck yourself. Need versus want versus money versus health versus wealth. Definitions justify things we could do without. Deify me and mine, blind eye till we bottom out.
The video is filmed mostly in the Old Port and Chinatown, which is a very interesting backdrop for the video. There's people, there's beautiful buildings, interesting things happening all around throughout this continuous shot of the video.
I've been wanting to shoot a line, a long skate line at that spot for a while. The idea of having kind of linking lines that sort of explore an area in the city was something that I've tried to do before, and something that I like. I've been skateboarding most of my life, 30 odd years, and I think about it a lot and I do it a lot. Probably the ratio in recent years has gone more towards doing it, less towards thinking about it. But for a long time I've probably thought about it and dreamed about it more than actually doing it. There's a lot to think about.
When I see people look good, I want them in the shot, but I also don't want to like run into them.
Yeah.
the thing that mattered most to me anyway was the idea that somehow the people in the video are all making it together. It doesn't really matter so much that it looked like a lot of work. It matters more that you kind of, if you stop and think about it a little bit, because you might not notice it at first, but the camera's getting passed from hand to hand, that there's no division of labor really in the strictest sense. Everyone's taking a turn behind the lens and in front of the lens, and everyone's going the same place, which is nowhere specific, but it's just outside and having fun.
Definitions justify things we could do without. Deify me and mine, blind eye till we bottom out. Static delete kit is somewhat inclined to ammo. The passive ones.
It was really fun the day that you guys all came out and we filmed the walking with the verses stuff. I'd never really done that before, and that was surprising because I was thinking about it from the perspective of, you know, what it would look like as a kind of director, thinking about the image and, you know, the three of you walking, and thinking, for example, in Chinatown, how it would look nice if there were lots of people around. But then when we actually got there and it was full of people and I'm trying to move backwards through this crowd, I kind of realized, oh, yeah, I better not stop and think about this too much, because it's a little bit intense to be kind of just moving through this crowd trying to film a music video with all these people around us. But somehow it just felt natural because we just went with it.
And you're used to being on the other side of that, right? Because street skating is always often in crowds, but you're the one being filmed, so you're not like worrying about running into people or...
Well, I'm worried about running into people, but I'm used to not thinking of them as people. I'm used to just thinking of them as, I don't mean that I don't care or worry about their well-being, I just mean that you kind of get used to thinking of the urban environment as something to work with, and, you know, calculating all the different risk factors and the variables of cars and people and cracks, and it all kind of just becomes part of trying to get some sick footy. But it's a bit different when you're on foot and walking, and yeah, you don't have that distance. I mean, when I'm skating, I'm aware that it's loud. I'm aware that it draws attention, but I don't think about it at all. I mean, I'm just doing what I'm doing. But I mean, I've always been really impressed by street photographers who can really just concentrate on composition and getting a shot that captures a moment without feeling self-conscious. You know, you have to be respectful of your subject and of the environment, but at the same time, just be dedicated to capturing the moment. I like the track a lot. I like the original. I thought the remix was really interesting in that it kind of has a whole other take on it, and lyrically the verse is kind of chopped in differently than in the original. So the syncopation maybe is a bit different, and I thought that appeals to me in terms of a producer challenging themselves to take something in a different direction. It's definitely not the easy way to go, but it turned out, in my opinion, really well. I like it a lot. It's a stovetop percolator that can do steam milk also.
No way.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I looked for that for a long time.
Do you use it?
Hardly. I don't use it much.
Cool.
I don't use it much because it makes, to use it properly, you have to make kind of a larger amount of coffee.
I heard a room about a time shift by product of a mind lift, but wait first, let's rewind.
Oh yeah, this is actually looking It's looking pretty good.
All this can erase and re-accomplish. Make a wish, time shifted, and system visualizing things that make your mind and body lifted. You're gifted, so manifest your bliss. Go within to find vibrations, all there is, you're part of it.
Definitely I wanted to keep the same sort of feeling of kind of moving through the city. I think of it as in nature, even though it's urban. To me, people forget that being outside is being outside. And streets aren't just a way of getting from point A to point B. They're also the forest paths in a place where there's just no forest, you know? So out walking around and kind of exploring, not necessarily exploring in the sense of, you know, spelunking or finding something new, but more in the sense of being comfortable and enjoying the fact of moving through this space. I guess in a way, because you presented the song to me as being collaboration with someone that surprised you, that you didn't necessarily expect it to turn out the way it did, maybe that kind of contributed to me thinking about it as something that had an element of unexpectedness or kind of free form. Because street skating should feel improvised, even if when you're filming something, you're trying it over and over and over again, and you have an idea of what you're trying to accomplish. The fact that you're doing it in an uncontrolled environment means that it's always going to turn out to some degree in an unexpected way.
You stabilize it, that's why it zooms.
Yeah, no, it's like you get the what more, and it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of like
And
it.
you like the output blanking? You wanted that?
I like it a bit. I think I might like take some, like mix and match it a little bit, but it looks pretty good like this.
I was wondering if for the skate shot.
If you're kind of in a routine, which most people are, I mean everyone is to a certain extent, but it's really easy to become disconnected from uncontrolled environments, ones where there are a lot of people around, where you're not necessarily even going anywhere specific, and to become unfamiliar with that. And I mean, it's something that just happens to a lot of people, but it's nice to reconnect with that or just promote that, because I think it's a really healthy way to feel.
I heard a room about a time shift by product of a mind lift. But wait, first let's rewind this. Better yet, full stop, subconscious, remembering the conquests and everything beyond past lives recorded honest. Your karma in atomics, code, fate, genetics, all this can erase and re-accomplish. Make a wish, time shifted, and system visualizing things that make your mind and body lifted. You're gifted, so manifest your bliss. Go within to find vibrations, all there is, you're part of it.
Yeah, I kind of like it because it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall right at the end of the,
Yeah.
you know, and it shows everybody, and it has, yeah, has a nice feeling to it.
Yeah, it looks sick.